There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true. Yo, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Yonkō Table. I'm your Yonkō host, DrJaceAttorney, and it's Wednesday, guys. You already know what time it is. It's time to ponder the great old question of what if? And this week, we're asking it a little bit further. What if zombies, right? That's the episode title, right? That's all it is. Just straight up zombies in the MCU. And we're gonna take a deep dive and let you know our thoughts on what we think about this episode of What If. This is episode 5 of season 1. But with me, as always, for this discussion at the Yonkō Table is fellow Yonkō GrandMasterHoop, chowing down as usual. I don't know what he's chowing down on, but with me, GrandMasterHoop. How you been, man? What is that?
It's cheese. It's cheese stick.
A cheese stick. Okay.
Yeah, I was hungry. I feel that should be my new thing. I'm gonna bring something new to my plate for our table discussion. So I'm here.
You should bring hungry. an onion one time. Peel it layer by layer.
I don't eat raw onions like that.
You don't eat oh my God.
Not raw, not straight up off the thing. But whatever, I'm here. I'm hungry. Yes, many things have layers. Cakes have layers. So maybe I'll bring a cake. But I'm here.
All right.
Zombies.
All right. Zombies. We're here for zombies.
Hence my background.
Wait, what's that in the back? Is that just like a post? Is that Walking Dead?
It's the Walking Dead.
Oh, ew. Disgusted.
Whatever.
And with us as well is returning Supernova, Rick. Rick, how you feel, man?
Good, man. I'm excited for the episodes today. Really excited. So I'm ready to talk about it, man. Ready to get into it. Missed last week's discussion, but I'm here for this one, so I'm happy, man.
At least you're here for this one, man. That's all that matters. We're here hungry, and we're here ready to discuss at the Yonkō Table. But let's dive in. So this week's episode 5 of season 1 of the Yonkō Table, not the Yonkō Table, of Marvel's What If. It basically injects zombies into the MCU, which I thought was going to be a little bit different going in, because I know the Marvel comics, they do have some stories involving like certain characters turning into zombies. So I thought it was going to be just like a parallel world where all the characters are just zombies, like from the beginning. Like it's not due to an infection or whatever. It's just the norm is them being zombies in this universe. But what did you guys think about this episode, man? Because I going in, I mean, I was talking to Rick about it a little bit before we got into the episode, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of zombies. It doesn't really strike me as, oh my God, I can't wait. Marvel zombies. Oh. But I don't know, like, what were you guys thinking going in? Like, what were your expectations about this episode? What did it need to do for you?
I feel I didn't really have many expectations because I haven't read up on any like the Marvel zombies. I know it's a thing. I know it's an entity, but I didn't do much research. But with it being zombies, I was expecting it to be like a horror show or horror-esque episode, right?
Disney's horror.
Exactly.
Well, I remember in the trailer, the first shot of the zombies, it was Captain America's zombie kind of looking up, looking, scary. And I thought we were going to get a lot of horror vibes. And I think that's one thing this show tends to teeter with, is that they can't really stick to a tone, because this thing was and I want to compare it to like a Zombie Land almost. It's very comedic at
with the movie Zombieland.
Yeah, the movie Zombieland,
okay.
Right. It was very comedic at points. But
I feel like it wasn't trying to be comedic. Like
Oh,
like there were
trying to be comedic.
no. Like there were
points.
There were points
bits of it being comedic, but it also had the flow of like a regular zombie where they had the turning points where you're like, yo, this is kind of messed up. You're like, oh, it makes you actually think about stuff. And it wasn't all funny, like everybody's getting eaten by zombies. Everybody's a zombie. Rule one and rule. Yeah, they had a piece like that, bits and pieces like that.
But that's my thing is that they had those zombie trope scenes where someone gets bitten and it's like, oh, boo-hoo. And then it gets overshadowed by a freaking Futurama talking head of Scott Lang, like that's my big takeaway from this.
I mean, mine was like, you have those moments with like Hope, as the Wasp, having those final hurrah moments like, oh, you guys got to go on without me. I'm gonna be the one to save the day. But literally, like I want to say like 3 minutes earlier, you made Sharon Carter explode, and you said, "Oh, I got Sharon all over me."
Right.
And I'm like, what is this?
It's hard. It's hard to get behind some of the, the character moments where it's supposed to be, oh man, that's sad.
Right. Like I'm supposed to laugh at Sharon Carter, but I'm supposed to have feelings for Hope getting bit. I'm supposed to laugh at Happy getting bit.
Happy went out.
Happy's like
blam.
Blam.
Right. What is this? What's going on?
Does he doesn't have that in the MCU, right?
No, he took it. He must have got it from Tony.
But in the MCU, does he have something like that, like on standby at all, or is it just the zombie world? He just has that.
I don't remember using Tony Stark's hand. Like I can't. Like it's a lot in the movies. Maybe he did it one time in like Spider-Man. I don't know. I don't remember him using the Iron Man hand.
Okay.
Well, it makes sense that in a zombie apocalypse, he said, Iron Man's a zombie. Tony's my friend. I got access to everything. Let me go get some stuff to better prepare.
Just the arm, not the suit.
Hey, to each their own, right? Didn't make that much sense just to get the hand, but whatever.
I mean, overall, I felt like I'm not gonna lie. Like I was telling Jace, we were talking earlier. This was my favorite episode. I think it's my favorite episode, man. Like I like zombie things. So like, I don't like the long drawn out like zombie shows or things like that. But the like horror in general is my thing. But like zombie, I think they did it for the time frame they did it. It was funny to me. Like there were funny parts, but there were also parts that were actually like tugging on heartstrings, but also just made you just like realize the apocalypse was actually happening. It wasn't all just comedy, like you said in like Zombieland, but they had the parts where it's like the different characters got taken out, and then the whole thing with Vision, like him feeding people to Scarlet Witch, like that wasn't meant to be funny. Like you start to realize like, oh crap, something's going on. You start to get that suspense of like, why are these people here? Why is T'Challa like, what is happening? Like that wasn't a funny piece. So I actually felt myself like actually engaged in the actual zombie apocalypse. Like things were happening. So I told Jason like this may be my favorite one, and it may be different for you guys, but I really enjoyed it.
I'll say this: it's a fun episode. Don't get me wrong. I just think the tone didn't match throughout, but it is a fun episode. Like it did feel like a movie, which is something I said I want a lot of these episodes to feel like, is that they're their own entity versus just a rehash of movies already. This episode had, it had a plot. It had a direction on where it wanted to go. And then we were met with loss, and we're met with a couple twists, a lot of humor. So it gave me the things that I wanted. Like I've been saying, I wanted to see characters you would never see together. And they did. This was a very unlikely team. This is like a kickball team.
Spider-Man and Wasp.
Right.
Winter Soldier, like
freaking, do you know who Kurt is? Do you remember Kurt?
I don't remember Kurt. I was trying to piece together who that character was.
He's one of Scott Lang's heist buddies.
Oh, he's not the Spanish dude. He's not the Spanish
European
dude.
No, he's not Luis.
The Russian dude.
Yeah, the Russian guy. Yeah, that's why he was like Baba Yaga is gonna get us. Yes, so that's so random. Oh, okay. You know who he is? You know who he is? That's Polka Dot Man from the Suicide Squad.
Oh, he is Polka Dot Man.
Oh, right. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, he's Polka Dot Man. So That's
interesting.
fun. That's fun. That's a group you'll never see together probably in the movies like that.
No, yeah, for sure. I guess that kind of goes into like where the setup started for the episode, because they didn't bother with the whole like, Captain America being alive, Iron Man being alive. They took the OG Avengers that we've seen multiple times and they just killed them off, right? They're zombies.
Short scene. Pretty much it was like, the zombie showed up and they just changed them. So
Yeah.
They lost that battle quick.
And the thing is, like, even though I wasn't a fan of the episode, it did have moments where like I either was laughing or either like in a good way, or I liked the scene. Like for example, when they tried to put up a fight against the zombies, Cap just got bit on the neck by by Ant-Man.
Hank Pym causing all this trouble again, man.
And I'm like, what is the deal? Where's all the Ant-Man hate? Like for what if we got Ant-Man killing the Avengers? We got Hank Pym killing the Avengers in episode 3. We have what was Hope Van Dyne?
Zombie Hank Pym.
Hank Pym.
It was Janet. It was Janet.
Janet was the origin of the virus, and because of Hope's dream of seeing her family again, that causes the zombie apocalypse and the entire world is in shambles. I think it's hilarious so far that just major what if scenarios where like the world is like really completely changed is so far it's all been because of the Ant-Man family, the Ant-Man cast of characters.
They're just the source, I guess.
They're the source in what if. I mean, all right, cool stuff.
I will say I hated that. I do say the one part that I did not like was the superhero scene, and based on the fact is that like when they were taking over, I'm like, all right, Cap got eaten. Right, cool. He got bit on the neck, but I'm like, why wouldn't Tony just fly away? Like, I'm like thinking about that. I'm like, he shoots like 2 times, and then the zombies take him. Like, wouldn't he just fly away? Like some of those things.
Right.
Like,
no,
they come out really easily. Yeah.
Right. There's some, and you see that's part of the reason why there were some moments where I'm like, I don't buy this a little bit. Just like you said, those scenes with Iron Man, or even better with Hope, when Hope turned gigantic to walk over the zombies to lead the group over the crowd. I'm like, why aren't you running? Why are you taking like casual steps in the zombie crowd so that they have the chance to grab onto your feet or climb up? I mean, exactly. I get it. She was already dying, but it's like, I don't know. Or better yet, just fly over them. I don't know.
Well, she was trying to carry all of them over.
She had them in her hand. She had all of them in her hand. She could.
She can't fly when she's giant, though.
She cannot. That's confirmed.
No, it's only the flying is only with the shrinking.
Okay, fine. She could have ran then.
Yes, she's like she could have ran. Like, it would have took more energy. Kind of how like when you're bigger, it does take more of an energy drain. But I'm like, just run over. The gate's not that far. It's like maybe one stride, 1 or 2 strides, and you're there. So there were bits and pieces where I was like, all right, why aren't they doing certain things? And I'm like, all right, you got to lead the plot. You got to keep moving. But I'm like, you could have kept some people alive. And then when they did kill Okoye, I was like, you just took her. Like, yeah, sure, Scarlet Witch is like a
man, that was so much disservice. I didn't like that.
Well, that's disservice on many levels, because that's Okoye, Denai Guerrera from the freaking Walking Dead. She's Michonne.
Oh, that's her?
Yes.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I don't watch The Walking Dead like that, but she's the black lady with the sword, right?
Right. The badass. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
That's what I thought they were gonna play around with. That's why she was there. I was like, oh, it's Okoye. Oh, of course, she's the leader of the zombie apocalypse. But
that would have been
I mean,
cool.
they took out everybody really easily.
Like the zombies or the characters?
On both sides, really.
Okay.
Yeah, like you said, the Avengers got off real quick when Bruce first got there. And actually, I find this really cool, is that the zombies retain somewhat intelligence.
They can
'Cause
use
they're
their
out-
equipment.
They're using the equipment.
Hawkeye was still shooting. You were still shooting.
That was cool.
Like,
The zombie Strange and Wong were doing the portals. You know?
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah,
Right.
Wait, Strange was in there?
Yeah, in the beginning, because it basically was the beginning of Infinity War.
Yeah.
And that was the joke, is that when, it was Bruce, Tony, Strange, and Wong, and when they came back, they start eating those freaking children of Thanos.
See, that part was funny. It was funny.
That
because
was funny. That was really funny.
You have Bruce cheering them on, like, "Oh, Tony, hey, hooray!" Because
He
save
says
the
that's
day."
a little overkill, isn't it?
why are you guys eating him?
And then they behead Wong. They beheaded Wong.
That's another thing that I thought Disney was gonna be kind of, PG a little bit with the zombie entertainment. Limbs fly off, heads fly off. They killed people in a pretty brutal ways. At least the zombies. Yeah,
they definitely let it go. Falcon got split in half.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So did Cap. Cap got split in half by a shield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They threw the shield at him.
Right.
But you see, like in a scene like that, those are like some of the tonal shifts that I was so unsure about. Because like I would think someone like Bucky splitting Cap in half
would have some remorse.
He would have some remorse. Like I mean, I was expecting him to say like "see you next fall" and like kick him off the train.
Tragic.
I'm like, bro, damn, man.
But he did say something corny. I can't.
He
remember
did. No, he did. That's why I'm thinking like, dude, you might as well just said that. You might as well just said "see you next fall," or it wasn't to that extreme, but he said something where I'm like, dude, wasn't that your best friend? Shouldn't you have a more profound reaction to offing him like that? But oh well, he's the Winter Soldier, or no, the White Wolf at this point. So
I guess he is the White Wolf. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else we got? We got Happy. We got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's in here.
Spider-Man kind of took the lead here.
He did.
Yeah, he was
Not
They
voiced
give him
by
a
Tom
lot.
Holland. I don't think
Not
so.
not voiced by Tom Holland. I keep forgetting to look at the credits for. I'm gonna try to pull it up now, but yeah, they gave him a lot of weight here. They were trying. He was like, a year ago, Tony offered me to be an Avenger and whatnot, and now he's talking about all the people he lost. And did you hear the name drop?
Uncle Ben.
He said Uncle Ben. That's the first time in the MCU that Peter has referenced Uncle Ben by name.
Uncle Ben was never referenced in Homecoming.
Never.
They didn't talk. Oh yeah, they didn't talk.
Never.
About, yeah, mainly.
I figured it would be a name drop at some point.
None.
Or what about Aunt May? She never just dropped like,
Nope.
oh Peter, your uncle.
Yeah, because that's weird, right? But then this one, I guess it'd be kind of off because, like, I mean, depending because like Aunt May was a lot younger in like the Disney adaptation, like the newer MCU.
Right.
Like, she was a lot old. She was a lot younger. So.
Okay. I honestly
Yeah.
didn't know that. Well, I mean, hell, that's interesting. So Uncle Ben confirmed in the.
I mean, we always knew he was there. It's just, now it's like
they're acknowledging his existence.
now, yeah, they're acknowledging he exists, like legit. I just thought it was cool and worth mentioning. But yeah, they definitely gave Peter more of the emotional crux. He had a nice little bonding moment with Wasp. Bug-based villain. I mean, bug-based heroes bonding together.
Wow, I didn't think about that. Yeah, they are.
I mean, I don't think they're really going for that. I don't think
mean,
they said.
But like, you wouldn't think about it. Like,
I mean, I thought about it. I was like, oh, look at the Wasp and the Spider.
The Wasp and the Spider having a friendly heart to heart.
Right.
that's
And then he
hilarious.
even felt for Happy too, which makes sense. I guess him and Happy were close.
I mean, well,
enough.
I mean, he kind of. Well, actually, no. Okay, yeah, you're right. He did have a moment for Happy. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah, when Happy's gone. Yeah, I mean, then again, with the timing that they have for the episode, you can't like. That's what I felt like I was kind of missing though. Was like because I'm like, yeah, when people died, they kind of just died because you kind of had to move past it to get to the next part of the actual plot. Because it's like, all right, they died. Like you said, with Bucky, Cap died, gone. Like even with Okoye getting sucked up, they say Wakanda forever. They kind of give her that, but like that's it. Like they had to kind of speed through the deaths.
It was very quick succession. Yeah.
And what was the I guess the cure for this? It was Vision.
It was
Right?
Yeah, like the Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone.
Mind Stone.
Okay.
It was because they said the Mind Stone was messing up the brain waves, and therefore they didn't come near the Mind Stone.
Okay, that's why they were outside the fence.
It's not
standing
necessarily
still.
a cure, though. That's more like a
deterrent. Or
yeah,
like
deterrent, like a force field that keeps them out, like bug repellent. You
Yeah,
know?
because
Right.
eventually Vision had to like put it together to figure out how to bring back Ant-Man, because he's like you don't have the technology.
He's
to do it,
ahead
like,
now.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much ahead. Not even the rest of his body.
He's legit just ahead, and
Oh my god.
I don't even know how that makes sense. They didn't. Whatever.
It's
fine.
Vision. It's I'll say it's some space magic with the Infinity Stone, and he's in a jar like in Futurama. I think Rick was mentioning that, like in Futurama.
Yeah, it's
Um,
Futurama for sure.
I also want to know what happened to T'Challa's leg. Like, did Vision feed it to like? Because
Yes, he
T'Challa's
did.
leg
Yes,
gone.
he did.
Yeah.
So did he feed the
T'Challa was
leg?
on the menu. T'Challa was on the menu.
Wow.
And actually, let's talk about T'Challa. This is number 2 then.
Number
This
two,
is
right?
the second Chadwick Boseman appearance.
We still have 2 more for.
Right.
But what is it 2 more for season 1 or 2 more for just
I'm
what
telling
if?
you, it's 4 for season 1. I don't think they did any recording for season 2 yet.
Okay.
They might have animated, but I guess they do a lot of the recordings first, though.
Yeah, for the lip syncing. and
Right,
whatnot.
right. So
Um,
I'm pretty sure this is only season 1 though. But
right.
yeah, second one. Did you feel it was
Second
warranted, or did you feel it was kind of
I mean, it was fine. Like I wasn't
It
like,
wasn't like
you know,
he didn't have to carry much. I mean, he had like a piece at the end, so it wasn't like it was like it definitely wasn't like with the Star-Lord thing, because like they had to do
Right.
a lot more.
right.
With this car, he kind of just had his piece at the end where he's kind of explaining, hey, Vision's feeding people
Vision's
to his
feeding-
girlfriend because he loves her. Like that's it.
which I mean, how exactly was Vision doing that? Like he said he was luring people. Like
Vision
what-
was
like-
essentially sending a distress signal for
Okay.
survivors
People
to come
come.
here,
okay.
and then they were like, "Oh, we're not the first survivors that have been here," and then they did the quick little glance over at Vision. He's like, "I'm sorry," and then reveals, the big
He did it for
twist.
love.
The big
he fed
twist.
people. He fed her people
I-
because of love.
I just didn't like how Bucky, he's like, I'm gonna go secure the perimeter and find some transportation. And Vision gave him some cryptic advice like, you will not find what you are looking for.
Sergeant
Bucky.
Barnes.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was so. Yeah, that was really
That was-
grim. Like nobody said red flag. Hello.
They're like, Vision, what do you mean? What does that mean? Why'd you say that? What? Better yet, from Vision's perspective, why would he let Bucky even go explore to uncover that truth?
right, unless he wanted him to go get eaten. And
I
then-
guess that was the
which
intent.
also didn't make a lot of sense because he's like, she hasn't fed in weeks.
So why was T'Challa there? She was right next to him, right?
I don't know. That's what I don't get, because
I-
that leg
It was a
literally
very
gone.
short plot. Like they had to just jam it, man. Like like I said, there were bits and pieces where you're like, why didn't you just eat him? Like if he was laying in the room, like she was standing there, why not eat him? Stuff like that. So
Oh man, I mean, at least Vision, he realized the error of his ways after
he killed
this.
himself.
He killed
He offed
himself.
himself.
Yeah.
It was a very quick turnaround for Vision. He's like, oh, I was
I'm a bad
wrong.
guy.
Right.
Yeah, like after a long time, my friends see what I did. I'm a bad guy. Let me just off myself.
Right.
So like what we get Wanda, like, which I mean it kind of goes back to what Grandmaster was saying. These characters retain some level of consciousness, because Wanda, when she saw Vision died, she was upset, even though she's a zombie.
Yeah.
And again, they keep doing my girl wrong. Like I feel like she's nerfed in every iteration of this stuff. She would have annihilated that entire room. Like this is unhinged Wanda because she's a zombie.
She's a
She's
zombie.
she's hungry.
I mean, I don't know, man. I expected that room to explode like instantly. The second she went in there, they should have been dead. DED, no A, dead, just straight up dead.
I can get behind everybody dying. I mean, if she was retaining her powers, then yes.
Oh, what?
Like-
Maybe like she was hungry. She wasn't as strong.
Oh,
as
I guess, but
I'm filling in the gaps for the writers at this point.
She should be able to, like, I don't know, grab somebody with her powers real quick and eat them.
Because she did do that to the Russian guy, right? She pulled him into the hall.
She did.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
She
poor
did
Kurt.
to Bucky. Oh, wait, was it Kurt or Bucky?
Was it Kurt or I don't remember. Who got?
I remember
eaten?
I remember Bucky
all
stayed
died at the
behind.
end.
Bucky was fighting her outside, so definitely Kurt, because like she yanked him in the hall, just ate him, and then Bucky fought her outside. He's like, "I'll hold her off, guys," and then she just threw him.
Right.
Like she threw him. She just threw him away.
Oh yeah, she did throw him. That's right.
Oh
And
yeah, like a football.
No, yeah,
Like,
toss
So
him.
you're not even sure he's dead. She just threw him somewhere.
Yeah, straight
Yeah.
tossed him. Right. Forgot
That's
about
crazy.
that. So yeah, he could be very much alive.
He could
Um,
be. He could be.
Well, that begs the question, because here we are, another episode that leaves off on basically a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's what I was. The Thanos thing. I was like, yo, this is what.
that was
are they
probably
doing?
the most interesting part for me. I mean, but like it's interesting, but at the same time, it's just Thanos as a zombie. I mean, like you know,
And he's got the gauntlet.
He
too,
does.
though.
He
you don't
does.
need one
He
more
does.
ring, one more of the stones.
Which is cool because you know they're basically bringing the stone back to Wakanda, and he's gonna complete the set. And it's interesting because it's like, oh, okay, it's a different version of Thanos. But then I ask myself, well, what does a zombie version of Thanos bring to the table compared to what regular Thanos is gonna do? Like, is this version of Thanos gonna snap half the population, or is he just gonna eat stone to eat someone?
Right, he's gonna eat half the population, and he's gonna be like, it's only genocide if it's not random. So so they're just they're gonna feast, and he's gonna close his eyes so it's random, so he doesn't know who he's eating, and it's not personal.
And it's not
true.
personal.
So I mean, you're right though, it doesn't really change much, because if they have a level of consciousness, what, like, is he doing this to eat, or is he doing this because he wants the stones and eat? It just adds the eat factor.
Like he has to be aware and to some degree of the stones, because
he clenched his fist.
he
So
clenches
he's still
his
gonna
fist.
snap in, because like every other zombie, they kind of retain what their objectives were, like, or just like you said with Scarlet Witch, he was like, oh, like Vitch is dead, like that's bad, that's my guy. So would he still maintain some semblance of what he was? So it's like, hey, I still want to snap. I may be a zombie, but my objective is still here. I'm just waiting to snap.
He could,
but then that's the question is, like, so a character like Wanda, of course, Vision was trying to bring her back. Do you do the good almighty thing and bring back the villain's consciousness, or do you let them just, live out their zombie days?
That is a question.
I guess that's the whole thing of the cure, hoping that the cure resets everyone that's still alive somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're definitely going to revisit this plot thread again, for sure. It mainly because they even reference what we know is going to be a future episode, which is the thing with the cape around Spider-Man.
Oh, I thought this was that. I thought that this was that.
No, I wasn't there an episode just specifically focused.
Well, that's
on
what
that?
everybody thought, but I'm pretty sure this was it. He wore the cape. I gotta go look at that leak list again.
Because I thought when the leak came out, I thought it was supposed to be like, this is the what if scenario of, what if Spider-Man had the cape.
That was it. Mm-mm.
That was it.
Well, I'm looking at this leak list right now. Oh, which I was wrong about. They said Party Thor would be this week, but no, it was Marvel Zombies. There is nothing about Spider-Man in the cape. That was just this episode, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Which is fine by me, because
I mean, yeah, it's
what really is that
Cool
story?
to see him use the cape though, or see what that storyline would have been. I mean,
He flies instead of swings.
That's
it.
he's a magical spider.
Instead of webs having a consciousness of their own, the cape can do cool things now too. That's the story.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, you're right. I definitely wasn't like, rooting for, what if Spider-Man had the cape? I can't wait
Right,
for that
it's like,
episode.
Oh, all these what if concepts, and you gave Spider-Man a cape.
No,
You know?
the major what if concept is why didn't those ants turn to zombies when they like helped at the beginning, when the Wasp brought out her ants and they like ate up the zombies to get to help Bruce out? Why didn't the ants change? Why didn't it? Because they essentially ate those zombies. They ate pieces of those zombies and they didn't change.
I'm assuming it's one of those timeless zombie classics. It doesn't affect anyone except the human race.
What?
No animals.
Even then, dogs
no
change.
bugs.
Even in I Am Legend, dogs change. Like what?
Listen,
Wait
man,
a minute,
it's
you're
zombie
dipping
trope logic. It happens.
You are what you would call it. You are dipping into different things, okay? I Am Legend weren't necessarily zombies. They were
All right, but
infected.
whenever a virus breaks out, it seems that some animals can contract the disease. Like it's been proven in different zombie infection virus lore that dogs have gotten it, other animals, that rabbit animals that change. Like it should have happened to the ants. That's all I'm saying.
That's okay. I raise you. Insects are known to survive apocalypses. No?
Yes,
or
they
no?
Are
are.
you talking about cockroaches?
Well, yes, namely cockroaches, right?
We're not talking about nuclear warfare here, where roaches just happen to survive. We're talking about a virus. I'm not saying they're dying technically. They just happen to eat the flesh. They ate the flesh. They should change. Something should happen.
I'm just saying, in all these movies, I get it. I
Oh, yeah.
do my fair share. Insects have never been a point of topic as to don't let the ants in. So
man. No, I totally get it. I mean, hey, we at least for this, we got it out of the way. At least for me, because I knew this was on the plate for a what if episode. It to me was the least hyped one that I wanted to see. So I saw it. Now I'm like, okay, all right. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like bad. For me, it could have done a couple more things better. But yeah, we ended with Thanos having almost all the Infinity Stones for the Gauntlet. I don't know. I feel like we kind of talked about everything with this episode. I don't know that much else to talk about with this.
No.
one.
I mean, I think we hit it. I think
we hit all the major points. Zombie apocalypse, man. We kind of got into it. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't like it was just what it was. It was a zombie apocalypse. So
yeah,
Right.
it didn't leave much like wiggle room to like theorize or anything.
Right.
They told you how it happened. They already gave us a cure, and we saw some people die, and yeah, that was it really. But
Okay.
I will
Then-
say this real quick. Shout out to Bruce Banner. They're
Mark
giving him
Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. I feel they're giving him a lot more to do in these what if episodes.
He had a lot of dialogue. Surprisingly.
He was actually, I said Spider-Man before, but he was really the catalyst or who we were watching the whole time.
Yeah.
'Cause, he's the one who was thrown into the zombie world.
Actually, we
got to
completely
update him.
Yeah, we completely forgot to talk about him. He had the same dilemma in Infinity War where the Hulk didn't want to come out.
Right.
And I do like that little scene where like he almost got bit early on, and like that part of his arm turned into the Hulk to prevent him from getting infected.
Right.
Did they ever show like how his fight with Wanda ended? Like,
nah, just kind of like the other guys were flying away. He was still fighting down there. Like he punches her, she freezes him with her powers for a little bit, but then it jumps to the other guys in the jet flying away. The quad. Yeah.
I guess it begs the question: can a zombie penetrate the Hulk skin?
I feel like it shouldn't.
I would feel like it shouldn't either.
I mean, technically, he shot. Remember what Bruce said at one time? He ate, like he tried to kill himself,
and he ate the
Hulk
bullet.
spit out a bullet. So,
right. So,
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, if they want to play up on a sequel to this, we'll get our answer.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that he can withstand it.
For sure. I mean, if anything, that scene kind of, I don't know, for me kind of confirmed, like, that it looked like that zombie like straight up bit Bruce. The the one at the
Right.
very end, but
Yeah.
it didn't penetrate his skin because that part of it turned into, the Hulk. That's not to say maybe another super powered human zombie
Can't break through.
can break through. Right. I guess overall thoughts of the episode. I can open it up. What I'm about to say, the episode was fine as is. It wasn't a terrible episode, but I think for me, at least, I enjoyed a lot of the previous episodes more than this, just because, kind of like how I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of used to the zombie trope already. Zombies don't excite me like the way they used to as a story, man. I don't know, like they still did interesting
You're fine.
things. They still did interesting things. Like I liked how with these zombies, they were able to use the powers of their characters, which is cool because it's like a super powered zombie. Like, how are you gonna fight that? But overall, I would honestly give this a 6 out of 10. A 6. Yeah, man, because I'm thinking about all the other episodes. I'm thinking about Captain Carter, T'Challa, the Avengers dying episode, and Doctor Strange. I feel like they tackled more interesting, I guess, what if scenarios, whether it be the plot that I found interesting, the character interactions, or the relationships. With this one, it did have some of that. It did have like what GrandMasterHoop was saying. It did have interactions you would never expect, like the Wasp and Spider-Man, or Bruce and Sharon Carter. Like it's those are like interactions you don't really see a lot in the MCU. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But I mean, it again, like the tone at certain points, like I would laugh and I'll be like, but were they trying to make me laugh? Because they want me to feel bad in this next scene.
Exactly.
And I mean, I don't know. I was gonna give it a 5 originally, but then I was like, oh, okay, but wait a minute. It did have some good parts in it. I can't, give it that low. But yeah, 6 for me. 6 out of 10. It was my least favorite in the What If lineup so far for the first 5 episodes. What about you guys?
Go ahead.
I had fun in this episode more than I had fun in that Ant-Man episode.
The Avengers dying episode.
Right. I like this one for, again, I like characters who would not be together, as you just said as well. That's fun to see. Those are scenarios you don't typically see. I would have never guessed to put Kurt in this zombie apocalypse.
But would you have wanted Kurt?
He's hilarious. So
okay, he is funny. Yeah.
Right. It's like it's like you got $15. These characters cost $5. These characters cost $3. That's how they did this episode. So that part is really fun. You're right though, Dr. Jace. I did not care for like the what if of zombies. It's zombies. It's cool, I guess. I mean, the greatest thing about a show like The Walking Dead was never about the zombies. It was about these people acting fucking nuts in a zombie apocalypse.
And the zombies have to be around. Like zombies, like I'm here, but like people were destroying each other.
Right.
It was always like, oh man, we got to worry about this crazy lunatic over here who wants to hoard all the food. Oh crap, here comes some zombies.
They're a secondary objective.
Right. So, I stand by what I said. I had rather had seen a horror zombie episode. It was funny. However, I didn't feel it, just kept going back and forth. So I give this episode, well, I gave that one with Ant-Man, I think a 7. This one's like a 7.8 for me.
Damn, that much better. Okay.
It's fun. It's fun
to
watch. It's fun because although it was humorous, those jokes really did work. They worked. Like Happy over here.
You liked blam. It. You liked it when Bucky said, "See you next fall."
Whatever he said, I don't remember what he said. I think it was somewhat humorous because they clearly aren't taking themselves that seriously,
right?
In this episode, so it's fine. It's a 7.8. It's still a C though. That's a C for me. That's very average. There you go.
You guys disgust me.
Oh, you need to stop, Rick.
I'm waiting for that 11 out of 10 because you said this is better than
No.
T'Challa.
I will say, after speaking about it and listening to the flow of it, like you guys did bring us some good points. I will still stand on the fact that the Star-Lord episode with T'Challa is still my favorite. That's the 10 out of 10. That is the standard.
Yes.
This episode, I being the fact that I do like the zombie apocalypses and things like that. Like I'm not kind of done with them. Like I know there's certain shows that kind of do it. There's tons of zombie shows out there, but I like the fun spin that they had on. You got the Marvel characters. Based on the speed, like I said, there was some continuity where you're like I said, how did these Avengers get just destroyed like this? So things like that kind of brought it down to me. Overall, I give it like an 8.2. I give it an 8.2. I liked it that much. Like it was funny to me. The zombie pieces were good to me. Like I said, it doesn't meet that 10 mark because the execution wasn't like Star-Lord. Like it just wasn't like, yeah, there were good jokes. Like you said, the group that they had was just a group of misfits. Like it wasn't people that you thought would be together. It was like the kind of the afterthought characters, and they kind of brought it together. And then you did have those points where you're like, yo, what is happening? Like Vision's feeding somebody to somebody. Like the cliffhanger kind of had me too. So I definitely enjoyed the execution a lot more. Yeah, obviously.
That's fair.
That is fine. That's fine. That's why we have the table, so that we could see what everyone thinks. You know, I obviously was the more negative person about the episode.
6.
Listen, man. Listen. When we do our eventual Marvel ranking of the films, like a 6 is still decent. It's still
a 6 is failing.
A 6 is
barely. Failing. You don't pass. You don't. People will say you get D's, you get degrees. 6 are failing.
Listen,
he's right.
A 6, you're still having some qualities. You're almost there to an average score. You're almost there to pass.
You're almost average. You hear how that sounds? You're almost average.
Oh man, good stuff. But yeah, I think that wraps up this week's episode of the Yonkō Table. You guys have our thoughts on what we think. Some of us are in the middle, some of us towards the negative side, and some towards the positive. But we want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Wherever you hear this episode, be sure to leave a like, share it around, and let us know what you think. Did you like Marvel Zombies? Were you really cheering for this episode out of what we have lined up so far? Let us know. We're on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Yonkō Table or at the Yonkō Table. But yeah, that wraps it up for this week. I am your Yonkō host, DrJaceAttorney, fellow Yonkō GrandMasterHoop, and fellow Supernova Rick, signing off. Take care, everyone.